Right, step 4. So we've now created a database, we've connected it to our program, we've extracted some information from it and we've displayed it on the screen. Now we want to see how we actually change the data on the database from the program. And for that we use the SQL commands beginning update, insert and delete. So this time actually, instead of data coming from the database going to the program, there's actually data in the program being sent to the database. Now for that we use an OLEDB command rather than an OLEDB data adapter. Okay, so let's have a look at how that's done. So here's one I've done earlier. Let's have a look at this. So this is the code I've already got. So I've now added some code to here to add a new book. So I've added a book name, an author, and a price. Obviously the price being a double needs to be converted into a double because that's currency. And then once we've got those 3 bits of data that we store in the variables BN, author, and price, we then need to put that information into the database. So for that we need an insert command. So we write the following insert SQL, which is insert into table books, and we have to specify the fields we're going to add values for, book name, author, and price, and the values. Now at this point we don't know what those values are actually going to be because we don't know what's going to go into these variables. So we put these question marks which represent unknown properties. So once we've done that, we run our command. Now we need to know what values are going to go into these question marks, and at this point we need to add the values that are in these variables here. So once we've got our command, set by command, an OLEDB command, and again it's object orientated, so it has to be instantiated, and you have to pass it the insert command, the SQL command you want to run, and the connection you want to run it on. And then once you've done that, you add these 3 parameters. Yeah, so we add command parameters, add with value, and we can put anything we like in these strings and give them any names we like, but it seems sensible to give them names that describe what they're doing. So we've got book name, and that's going to have the value in the variable in BN, which is there, and author is going to have the value in author, which is here, and so on and so forth. Finally, once we've got the command set up, we run it with command execute non-query. Don't know why they call it non-query because it is a query effectively. And there you go, and that should add a new book to the program. So let's see that in action. Not tracking. So just as before, we see the 3 books that are currently in there. Hit the enter key. And now we have the option of adding our new book. I love cheese by a cheddar, and price £13.60p. And there you go. Has it worked? Well, let's find out. Has that data been added to the database? So I'll just close the program for a second, and we can see what's in our database by either opening up the database itself, but another way is just to look at the value in here. So if we right click on here and retrieve the data, and there you go, I love cheese by A cheddar, £13.60 has been successfully added to the database. So just close that a second. Now we could try a delete next. So here's a command, console write, enter book ID to delete, get the book ID and put it into the variable bid, and then simply we need to write another command now to delete our book. So let's create another. So let's create the SQL string DSQL, delete SQL equals delete from table books where book ID equals, and again we don't know what it is they're going to type in, so it's the old question mark. Okay. And then we create our command, delete command, and we'll call it event delete command equals new OLEDB command, and we're going to use the DSQL on the same connection, and then we have to pass it the parameter, the unknown question mark has to be represented as a parameter, so parameters dot add with a value. Let's call it book ID. Oops. And the value it's going to have is bid. It's that value that we've typed in off the screen. Okay, so there you go. Finally, we just need to run it then, don't we? So that's SD command. So it's D command dot, again, execute non-query. And we're done. So you should be able to now delete it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to comment out this bit so it doesn't ask us to add a new book, just asks us to delete one. Okay, so we'll go straight. So let's start again. Now you notice I Love Cheese by A Cheddar has arrived on our database. So let's delete that book now, and that's book number 7. So if I type in 7, press enter, let's see if it works. So go to our tables, retrieve data, and it's disappeared from the database. We've successfully deleted that record. So as you can see, we've shown you how to add and delete, and obviously you could have a go at updating a existing record and changing the values in there. Just one final thing, notice when we did add records, we didn't bother adding a book ID because that's automatically generated by the database. So you don't need to put book ID in when you're inserting a new book record.